What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Taking a look here at the Aerodrome Finance market. It's the 6th of November. We had a monster day yesterday, pretty much across the board. Definitely for Aerodrome. Very, very nice bounce. We have if you're looking at the daily chart here, so far our lows from Tuesday, 74 have held. We put in a higher low yesterday and also a higher high, put in a low of 76 and a high of 93. So that's quite bullish, guys. So far today, very quiet. Inside day down 1.3%. So here's a couple things that could be playing out here in the days ahead for Aerodrome. So if it's going to play out similar to what we just saw going back to the, around the 20th of October, markets put in a nice run. They pull back and print a higher low. This is that same scenario that printed a higher low over here on the 22nd, which led to a massive rally. That's one scenario. So this market pulls back somewhere within this range. We just don't want to take out the lows down here at 73. So it could pull back anywhere in here, print a higher low, and then that bullish leg potentially could be very large to the upside. That's one scenario. Let's clean this chart up here, and we'll take a look at another scenario that could play out. Another scenario that could play out here is we just continue to break up here above the 200-day, which is where we're sitting just underneath now. 200-day moving average is at 89. We're trading at 88 again, and then just rally up here to roughly the 50-day, which is around 98 before any real market resistance comes in. I think after that bullish day yesterday, I don't think this will play out. I don't think we'll see a nasty leg to the downside. Of course, it's possible. You would really need some negative stuff to come into the market, news related, for that to happen, which, is possible. But yesterday was quite bullish, so we'll see. If these gains from yesterday start to, if they hold and this market doesn't, put in a lower high and start to fade into a lower low, I think the odds right now favor us continuing to the upside, then to downside. Again, it doesn't mean, we'll pull back, put in a higher low, and then rally. That's kind of what I see taking place here. Usually the end of the year is quite bullish as we head into December. So we'll have to just have some patience here and see how this plays out. But as long as we don't give back all yesterday's gains, pretty quick here, I think I think the odds favor a rally, not the market continuing to sell off. So we're going to watch here, if and when this market puts in a higher low, probably somewhere within this range here. And then we're going to look for that bullish leg to the upside. Again, unless something comes in the market and this market's dropped like a rock, I think that's probably what's going to play out here. Something along those lines. If we look at Bitcoin, where is Bitcoin? Bitcoin was on here. I think it just disappeared. Okay, Bitcoin is no longer on my watch list. Let's go to the Bitcoin Coinbase pair. So again, Bitcoin got hit harder than Aerodrome, and it's in bearish territory. It's got a lot of work to do. It really needs to print that higher low and start to get back up into this range from like 106 to 110. Can't do that, it remains in bearish territory. It doesn't look good. So, that's that. There's a lot of overhead resistance here for Bitcoin up in this range. I don't know why a lot of resistance up here. It's going to have a tough time. Bitcoin dominance had a massive break yesterday. Maybe that's the top as it finds resistance at the 200-day. It starts to fade to the downside, which would be good for all coins. So that's that, guys. That's what I see here. Aerodrome is definitely relative to Bitcoin holding up much better. You know, if it was matching Bitcoin, Aerodrome would have had a breakdown like this, and then it would be back testing this, which is what Bitcoin's doing right now. We never put in a lower low with Aerodrome. Bitcoin chart put in the lower low. You could see right here, this low here, Bitcoin took that out and it just back tested that. Now it's finding resistance at 104,622. So it broke down much harder than Aerodrome. Aerodrome relative to Bitcoin is much stronger. Guys, of course, not financial advice. You have a great day. If you're not yet subscribed, join us here on the channel. Let's see how this plays out here. Bitcoin definitely has more work to do than Aerodrome. Aerodrome relative to Bitcoin is much stronger. We just don't want to put in new lower lows. That would not be good. But we'll see if it happens or not. Thanks, guys.